this problem, we want to solve this equation. So we got x to the third plus 3x squared minus 4x minus 12 equal to 0. Now, zero factor property is how we're going to do this. Zero factor property says you have to get 0 on one side. Well, we have that. Then we need to factor the other side. Well, this is grouping to begin with. Grouping because we got 4 more terms. Now with grouping, we want to group the first 2 terms together and group the last 2 terms together. Now the first 2 terms have an x squared in common, so I can factor that out, and that gives us x plus 3. Second group, they're both divisible by 4. My first term is negative, so I'll factor out a negative 4, and that gives us x plus 3. Now our goal with grouping is to get this parentheses the same as that, which it is. So I'll factor out an x plus 3 now. And to see what goes in your second set of parentheses, you can actually cross out the x plus 3's up here. And what isn't crossed out is what goes here, which would be x squared minus 4. Now our second set of parentheses, we can factor that further. That's the difference of 2 squares. 2 terms with a minus string in it. That tells us to try a difference 2 squares. The x plus 3 just keeps carrying down. We're going to try to write this as something squared minus something else squared. You ask yourself what times itself gives each individual piece. For the x squared, x times x would give that to you. And for the 4, 2 times 2 would give that to you. I'm going to label what's inside the first set of parentheses as f for first. I'll label what's inside the last set of parentheses as L for last. Our formula for difference 2 squares is f plus L times f minus L. Again, the x plus 3 just carries down. Now everywhere there's an f, we'll plug in x, and everywhere there's an L, we'll plug in 2. So we've got x plus 2 and x minus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, zero factor property says you get 0 on one side, you factor the other side, you set each factor equal to 0. You can have 2, you can have 3, you can have 4 factors, or however many. So we're going to set each one of these equal to 0. So we set x plus 3 equal to 0, x plus 2 is equal to 0, and x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now in this one, take 3 over, becomes a negative 3. That's our first answer. Here, take 2 over, becomes a negative 2. It's our second answer. And here, take the negative 2 over, and it becomes a positive 2, and that's our third answer. So those are our 3 answers.